Hey everyone, today we're going to take a look at all of the pro utility that is currently being used on Dust 2. We'll start off on T side and then head over to CT. Let's get right into it. Starting off over here in T-spawn, a nade that you're going to want to throw almost every single round is smoking off mid doors. What this does is it allows you to get out top mid or start going up cat without the CTs having any information. The most common way we see this being thrown right now is to align yourself with the center of this crack on the wall. Then what you're going to do is stand up, aim directly at this dark spot right here, and then it'll be a simple jump throw. Because of how the new smokes work, this smoke will actually bloom and cover the entire gap of mid doors. This makes it so that the CTs can't see anything at top mid. You can also smoke off mid doors from T-spawn by getting into this corner. And what you're going to do is aim just above the tip of this building here in the background right there. So just above the right corner. And then you're going to jump through the smoke. It'll look something like this. You can smoke mid doors from outside of long doors here by getting into this corner. You're going to aim at the bottom of the leftmost antenna on this building, and then jump throw. You can smoke the top of Xbox from T-spawn by going just to the right of this wall here, like so, and then you're going to aim at the center of this window and jump throw. This smoke will make it so that the CTs can't see you coming out top mid or going up cat. Another very common smoke we see being thrown right now is a smoke that'll land at the corner of long right in this area to help your teammates get out through the doors. There's a couple different ways we see this being thrown right now. The first one, what you can do is line up on the edge of this part of the railing here. You're going to aim at this pipe clamp and jump throw. Any smoke that lands in this general area, just to break the line of sight of any CTs that would be holding this angle here, will do. Another way we see it being thrown is to, as you're running towards long doors yourself, you can just anywhere along this railing, you're going to aim at the crack on the wall right here and give it a jump throw. It'll look something like this. Once again, just breaking that line of sight of the CTs. You can smoke long corner from this position in mid. What you will do is line yourself up with this dark spot on the wall. You're going to spin around and find this dark line right here. And you're going to follow that up to where it would meet the corner of this building here. So somewhere in this vicinity, and then you just left click throw. You can follow this up with a flashbang by taking a step back into this corner here, and then aiming in between these two TV satellite dishes. You can even smoke long corner from this position down here in lower tunnels. What you'll do is get yourself aligned on this side of the wall, and you're going to aim at the top right part of this building where it would jump back into the other one there. Then you just aim there and give it a jump throw. Here's the two main ways that we see teammates being flashed out to peek long doors. For the first lineup, what you're going to do is as you're running up to help them, you're going to get underneath this balcony over here as you're running up, and you're going to aim just in this shadow area where it would meet the top of this wall at the very edge there, and then you're just going to shift walk and jump throw like this. From the CT's point of view, here's what that'll look like. And the other way we see it being thrown is from this corner here on this garage door, and you're going to aim at the tip of this part of the wall and just jump throw. This is very similar to the other one, but here's what it looks like. If you want to flash yourself out of long doors, what you can do for the first lineup is to just aim somewhere above this corner right here and just left click throw like this. From the CT's perspective, it will be pretty easy to dodge, but if they're scoped in or not paying very much attention, they will get full white. And the other way you can do it is to, as you're running up, you're going to bank it off of the top part of this door here, like this, and it'll land behind this door if you swing wide, and then you can peek with it. If you're having a hard time getting out long because the CTs are smoking you off something like this, what you can do is throw an HE to pop that smoke by getting on the back side of the taxi here. You're going to aim at the middle of this beam going across, and then just left click the nade. It won't clear that much of the smoke, but if you have a teammate in this position here, when they throw that HE, you'll be able to see just through the smoke, and it won't do any damage to them. If the CTs are consistently mollying long doors and you're having a hard time dealing with it, one thing you can do is, if they're throwing a molly something like this, is as you spawn in the round, get into this corner. You're going to aim right in the center of the doors where the shadow starts, and then just jump throw a smoke. This will preemptively smoke off any molly that's landing about here. And even if it doesn't extinguish the whole thing, you can play on the edge of it like this and still see without getting ticked by the molly. As you're going up long to hit A site, one thing you're going to need to do is smoke off this CT cross. One way you can do that is from this area here. You're going to get into this corner between the barrel and the wall, and you're going to find the shadow of this lamp on the ground. You're going to aim at the tip of that, take a couple steps, and jump throw. It'll look like this. Another way we can throw this smoke is from that same position. Instead of aiming at the ground, you can aim directly above the lamp at the wire, and then take a couple steps and just regular throw. Like that. Alternatively, you can stand on the other side of this barrel, left and right click, aim at this tip right here where the railing would meet, and then forward jump throw. And you can also smoke off long by aligning yourself with this here until you see the red shutter. You're going to come out to where this line would go up, would meet the top of the red shutter, and just left click throw. A way to flash your teammates through this cross smoke or up onto the site is to stand at this corner in long, and you're going to aim at this second wire from the bottom, just to the right of the building, and then you're going to take a step and a left click throw. From CT, this is what it'll look like. And from up on Cat, watching the site run up, it'll look like this. Clear out any CTs that are playing this car position, either in this corner or even behind the car, by throwing this molly. You're going to get on top of the barrel in this corner, and then you're going to aim at the top center of this panel on the wall right there, and then it's going to be a simple left click jump throw, like this. You can help your teammates go up long towards A site by flashing for them. What you can do is aim at the second piece of this roof right here, and then take a step and jump throw. This flash will be pretty easy to dodge, but it'll at least make the CTs look away from the angle for a little bit, allowing your teammates to get out. You can molly A site from long by lining up in the center of this garage door. You're going to aim at the top right of this round spot on the wall, and then just jump throw. A good flash to throw to help your teammates get out top mid when you're retaking it later into the round and the CTs could be pushed up cat or in lower, can be thrown from this position here. You're going to get stuck in the corner right here, and you're going to spin around and find this part of the roof, and you're going to go up to about here, and then just going to left click throw the flash. From the catwalk perspective, it'll look something like this. And from lower tunnels, it'll look something like this. If you need to go up cat later into the round, you can smoke off Xbox from top mid by aiming at this crack on the wall, right in the center, and then you're going to take a couple steps and left click throw. If you're stuck in this part of top mid and your team is going up long or cat, you can smoke CT by going into this corner here, aiming directly above the left edge of the R, where it would meet the center line here, and then left click and jump throw the smoke. You can also smoke off CT from long by getting yourself a line in the center of this position here. Crouching, you're going to aim at the top right part of this thing sticking out here, stand up, and left click throw the smoke. One last way you can smoke off CT is to get yourself stuck into this corner on cat, aim at the top left part of the building, and then just left click throw. To help clear out any CTs that might be playing up cat here, what you can do is molly them off by getting into this position in mid along this back wall, and you're going to slide along it until you can see this whole shadow, aim at the top, and then take one step and throw. That'll clear out the cubby position and the stairs. Alternatively, you can molly from lower tunnels by getting along this wall here, aiming at this part of the satellite dish, and taking a step and throwing. So it'll look something like this. As a T coming up catwalk, you're going to want to throw a pop flash to deal with any CTs that are playing in this corner position here. If you're going up catwalk by yourself, you can still flash that angle by aiming just to the left of this window right here, and then just left click throwing. Peek with it, and it'll still get all the way around the corner and clear out any close positions here. This smoke here is extremely helpful for taking A site from catwalk. Here's a couple different ways you can throw it. For the first, you're going to get into this stuck position here. You're going to find the bottom of this part of the wall, right in the center between the box and the wall here, and then left click throw. The next way you can throw it is by aligning yourself on the center of this door here. You're going to find this dark spot on the wall, and you are going to aim at the top left of it, and then left click throw, like this. This smoke will land on top of the railing, giving you slightly more cover. And another way we see it being thrown is actually from T spawn, and you're going to get into this stuck position here, aim just to the right of this building, and then you're going to shift walk and jump throw when you hit this line here. It'll look something like this. After you've thrown this standard cat smoke, another good smoke you can pair up with it is thrown from this position here. What you'll do for this is aim at the center of this window, and what this will do is it'll land on top of the fast cat boxes, providing a little bit of extra cover as T's scale up through elbow, and also will provide cover if you want to drop into CT and get a free kill. A couple of extra pieces of utility to help you with your A takes from cat are a site molly. For this, you're going to aim just above the corner of this wall here, take a couple steps and throw. This will pop on the site, clearing out any CTs that might be standing here. You can also throw a flash over this wall like this for yourself, or you can throw flashes over this wall for your teammates, and it won't blind them, but it will blind any of the CTs looking towards cat. When going from mid to B as a T, you need to smoke off this area in CT. You can do this by getting into the corner in Xbox right here, aiming at the edge of the board with two nails like this, and then while crouched, you jump throw. This smoke will land on top of this box here, and with the new CS2 smokes, it will actually cover the entire gap, making it so that the CTs can't see up the ramp at all. Another way to throw this exact same smoke is from that same position. You're going to aim at the top left part of this dark spot on the box, and jump throw. And the last way we see it being thrown is from on top of Cat here. You're going to line up in the center of these doors, spin around, and aim at the top left part of mid doors like this, and then left click and jump throw. It's very common for CTs to be playing in angles like this or this behind mid doors, so in order to clear that out when you're going mid to B, what you can do is molly it off. From lower tunnels, you want to line up in the center of this pillar here, and you're going to crouch, aim to the left of this dot on Xbox to the rope right here, then you're going to stand up and left click throw. This molly will get all of the common positions that CTs can be hiding close to the doors. A faster and easy way to throw molly for these positions here in mid is also from lower tunnels. You're going to get on the front side of this pillar, then you're just going to aim at this corner and left click throw, something like that, and the molly should drop and clear out these angles in here. Another way to flush out any CTs hiding in these positions over here is just to have your teammate on Cat throw the molly for you. All you'll need to do for that is kind of aim at the edge of this part of the wood here, shift walk, or just walk and left click throw. Help your teammates get out mid with these two useful pop flashes. For the first one, what you're going to do is align yourself with the left white mark on the wall here. Then you're going to aim at the center of the top of the mid door wall, just like this, and left click throw. This flash will go just beyond the door, so it'll even blind any CTs that are holding an angle like this, and this is what it'll look like from their perspective. Impossible to dodge. Another one you can throw is from farther up mid towards Palm Tree. You're going to look just to the left of the corner of this building off in the skyline here, and you're going to run a couple steps and throw. From the CT's perspective, it'll look something like this. If there's a CT playing this angle, one thing you can do if you're stuck behind Xbox is back up just until you see the tip of this window on the back wall, and then find it, take a couple steps, and throw an HE. This will get some good chip damage. As you're coming onto B's site when you're going mid to B, a really annoying angle to deal with is this one directly underneath the window here. So one thing you can do to flush out any CTs that might be hiding there is to get stuck into this corner here. Then you're going to find this dark spot on the wall right there and go directly above it where the shadow meets the sun, and then left click and jump through the molly. If you plan on going B from upper tunnels, it's imperative to make sure that you actually have control of lower tunnels as well so you don't get pushed while you're lining up your execute. One thing you can do to make sure that you do have this control is flash in there for a teammate or yourself to peek. In order to do this, get along this pillar here, aim along the middle of this shadow where it ends, and then just left click a flash. This flash will go down and pop behind this wall so you can freely swing and see if there's any CTs down here. When you're coming out of upper tunnels onto B site, it's really important to have B doors smoked off. This is because there's a lot of very powerful angles that CTs can play at, or just get info from even if they're CT. So let's look at a couple different ways we can smoke it off. There's a couple different lineups we see being used from inside of the tunnels to smoke off the B doors. For the first one, we're going to line up in the center of this box, and then go slightly above this corner right there, and then left click the smoke. From the same spot, we can also flash out by aiming at this dark mark on the wall, and then left click throwing. This flash will pop behind the wall so long as you're on the right side of the tunnels, and that's what the B door smoke looks like for that lineup. Another lineup we see being used is to align yourself with the back pillar here, and then you're going to aim directly above this light part on the wood, where it would meet the center of this dark mark from the arch here, and you're going to left click that smoke. From that spot, you can also throw some entry flashes by aiming at this dark spot on the wall, and then jump throwing. And here's what that smoke looks like. There's a couple different ways we see B doors being smoked from outside of the tunnels. For the first one, what we're going to do is line ourselves up in the center of this brick. Then while crouching, we are going to find this darker edge on the wall right here. We're going to go straight down to where it would meet this dark spot right there. And then while we're crouching, we are going to forward jump throw. It'll look something like this. Another smoke we see from outside of the tunnels, we are going to be in front of this taxi here in this corner. We are going to aim at the right tip of this little window thing here, and then forward jump throw. As we can see, that one lands just like that. The last one is a bit more niche, but it does have some use. What we're going to do is all the way up here from Palm Tree, you're going to find the edge of this white spot on the ground. And then you are going to find just above this little thing on the wall right there, and then forward jump throw. This will actually go inside of the B site, but it will still work. A couple extra pieces of utility you can use when the B door's smoke is up is a flashbang that you're going to bounce off of this wall in this cubby. You'll do that by aiming at this window, taking a couple steps, and left click throwing. This flash will pop in the cubby and won't blind any of your teammates as they're coming out onto the site, but it will blind any of the CTs that are looking towards tunnels. Another thing you can do is molly the window. In order to do this, you're going to look above this corner of this building here, take a couple steps, and throw. And we'll land it there and make it so that none of the CTs can get to the window. And finally, another thing we see is a molly being thrown off of this back wall here to burn out any CTs that are playing behind any of these site boxes. Another really common smoke we see being used towards B is the Lurk Smoke. What you do for this is get along this back wall on this pillar. You're going to find this dark spot on the wall, and then from there all you do is left click throw. This smoke will pop and allow you to walk through upper tunnels without being seen from back plat or any of the side angles. You do have to watch out for window because sometimes they can see over the smoke. From here though, you can enter out on either side of the smoke. You can go left and clear out the site this way, or you can come over here and jump up on the boxes and clear out site like that. Another thing you can do with this smoke is Molotov off the cubby. For that, what you will do is aim at the top of this light, take a step, and throw. This will just make sure that no CTs are playing in that angle there and can shoot you in the side of the head while you're walking out clearing B. That's pretty much it for the set lineups for T-side utility that I've seen. Now let's start looking at the CT-sided utility. So if you want to cross towards B site at the beginning of the round and you know that the T's have an op, or if you don't want them to know how many are crossing, you can bounce this smoke off the wall just like this, and then cross inside of it. A good thing to do at the beginning of the round is from this mid-door position, you can actually molly up towards Palm Tree. You can do this by aiming just at the top of this satellite dish over here towards the Palm Tree area, and then take a step and throw. It'll look something like this, and basically what it'll do is it'll prevent any T's from taking top mid control at the beginning of the round without taking damage. You can also throw an HE with this lineup, but it has to be timed a little bit better. You can help your teammates get into lower mid by throwing this pop flash. All you have to do is be somewhere in this general area and then aim at the bottom left corner of this window. From there, all you do is left click throw. This flash is good for any T's that are holding mid from cat, like this, or holding the doors from lower tunnel like this. So if you're playing mid and the T's have just thrown this smoke and you still want to see top mid, you can have your teammate up on cat throw a nade from this position over here. All you do is bounce it off the wall with a step like this. We can see from this perspective here that it completely clears the smoke. If you know that the T's are going over Xbox to cat, you can throw an HE at them without ever peeking by aiming at this dark spot on the wall right here, running forward and giving it a jump throw. It'll look like this. And from their perspective, they will get hit for quite a bit. If the T's have the cross smoke up and you still want to be able to peek it, you can get into this position in CT, aim at the bottom part in the middle of these two beams here, and then take a step and throw the HE. If you know that the T's are on A site or are planning the bomb, an HE you can throw from CT here is to get along this wall right here, kind of aim in this general area above this dark dot, and then take a step back and throw the HE. This will deal massive damage to anybody planning at default. If you find yourself in this position when you know that the T's are going up Catwalk, one thing you can do is hop up on these boxes right here. You're going to find the center of this antenna right here, and then you can left click a smoke. You can take a step and throw an HE, and then you can bounce a molly off of this corner right here to completely disallow the T's from coming up. There's a couple other useful things you can do from this CT ramp position. The first one is going to be a smoke for long doors. So what you'll do is get into this corner here. You're going to aim at the end of this cable where it would meet this thing here. It'll look something like this. And then you jump throw. This will land on top of this box in long, making it so that the T's can't peek, but they will beat it if they have the best spawn. Another thing you can do is set up your teammates with some flashes. You can do this by flashing over the top of ramp like this, or you can flash yourself out by tossing a flash right over here, or even you can bounce one off of this wall like this and then peek with it yourself. If your teammates are going to fight for long door control at the beginning of the round, one thing you can do to help them out is get along this corner and then hold a flash aiming at the center of this door, and when they ask for it or you hear flashes from the T's, you can throw it by jump throwing. This will make it so that any T's that come out through the doors and are looking towards pit or this angle will get blind by your flash. You can smoke long doors by aligning yourself in the center of this tire, finding the top of this thing right here, and then left click throwing. You do have to watch out though, because the T's will beat this smoke. If you have the long spawn, it's almost always going to be your job to molly off long doors. So for this, what you're going to do is as soon as you round the corner, you're just going to throw the molly at the ground and make it so that the T's can't stay posted up on that corner angle, and they either have to come out or go back. If you've got two people playing towards long, one thing you can do to help yourself get into pit is bank a smoke off of this pole as you're running up. Something like this. Basically, all this is going to do is it'll help you get across to the pit a little bit more and give you some cover while you're getting there. If you're playing Catwalk, there's a whole bunch of useful utility you can use. What I see quite frequently is a Molotov being bounced off of this wall as soon as any utility comes up from the T's. This just makes it so that they can't jump up on top of the Xbox to peek you. So it'll look something like this. You just bounce it and it'll land right in front of Xbox. Another thing I see quite frequently is a molly being thrown towards bottom mid. From this angle here, all you do is bounce it off the wall. You can do the same thing with an HE. And you can even throw an HE or a molly into lower tunnels just by aiming in this general area, taking a step, and throwing. Lastly, I want to mention, if you're taking fights towards top mid and you know that there's T's over there, what you can do is take an HE out, aim right along here at like the corner of this wall, just a little bit to the left, take a step, run, and jump throw. This HE will do quite a bit of damage to any T's that are playing up towards the palm tree. Over towards B site, the nades are pretty self-explanatory. At the very beginning of the round, you're usually going to have your mid player throw a molly towards upper tons for you. This just makes it so that the T's can't rush out. After that, you'll be playing on the site, usually alone, and from here you want to conserve your nades as much as you can while still ensuring that the T's can't come out. So, all you need to do is, from wherever you're playing, just throw them inside of the upper tunnels. One thing you can do if you know that they're coming out is you can throw this self-flash for yourself if you're playing behind the green box here. Get into this corner, aim at the center of this line between these two triangles, and then left click the flash. They'll bounce off the wall and then pop right in front of any of the T's faces if they're coming up the tunnels. And that pretty much does it for set lineups for utility on Dust 2. There's a lot of instances where you don't need a lineup, for instance smoking cat or mid doors or many other different places on the map really don't need a lineup, so make sure to use your common sense as well. But if you've learned something, be sure to like and subscribe for more. See ya.